What up, y'all? What up, what up, what up? Hope everybody's good. Start off these Friday vibes with a bomb. Yes, y'all. How is everyone doing?
Good evening.
Well, that didn't work. What's going on?
Good evening.
There we go. That was a little cut up. What up, Surge? What up, Detroit Throwers? Peace. Gorilla Strong. No, what's the deal? Thank you, Gorilla Strong. I appreciate that. Who else is here? We got my man, the Machiavelli. Bananas, good to see you there. Plant, yo, Sam, what's the deal? Mere Depp, what's the deal? I hope everybody's doing well. It's yours truly, qunique. Friday vibes, here we are. Now, I'm gonna give you a little spoiler alert. Stick around for the entire show. For tonight, I'm gonna go in the booth. I'm gonna do more than one song tonight. But the way the YouTube thing works, it's probably gonna get cut off once it goes for the replay. But just make sure you stick around if you can to watch me do a few songs for y'all tonight. So I wanna have fun tonight. So the first thing I wanna talk about is just something that I noticed. Obviously, I spoke about it on Wednesday, and the brother, Lord Sear, had passed away. And just like anyone else that has passed away, you see the impact that they've made on other people's lives. And it was just fascinating to watch because I've known Sear since before I was in the Arsonist. That's how far back I go with Sear. When I was in the Nomads, and me and Machiavelli, what's the deal? Natural Elements, yes. So when I was in the Nomads, that's when I made friends with Stretch, Bob, and Sear when we put out our first single, The Ultimate. And from the jump, Sear was exactly how people speak about him. He was, he's a funny guy. He loves to snap. He plays rough, but at the same time, he was cool, and I was trying to think of some funny stories that I had with Sear. One of them was so there was a clip that I did when I spoke about the Stretch and Bobbito show a couple of episodes ago. And there was a clip where I call in the show to rap on the air. And he says this joke that he had said to me a few times, that Sear would repeat certain jokes. And he used to say that my mom was selling bootleg DVDs of old kung fu flicks in the streets of Brooklyn. So stupid. Oh, rest in peace, Lord Sear, for real, man. And another funny story was, so Bobbito, he used to DJ this place called APT in New York, in Manhattan. And that place would get packed. Everyone would be there. And I'm talking like celebrities, normal, whatever. I don't know how you want to equate that. I think we're all normal. But like you would go there and you'd be chilling and there'd be Spike Lee, there'd be Crazy Legs, there'd be so-and-so and who's that and whatnot. And every time I would go there, Sear would be seated in the corner. Like he would get there early enough where he would get a seat because that place was so small that within a few hours of it being open, it'd be jam-packed. I'm talking like you could barely move. And he'd be in the corner and Bobbito would be playing like classic after classic after classic. And Sear, I think you had to be there, but Sear would be in the corner and when the song would be pumping, he'd take a whistle out of his pocket and blow the whistle stupid loud. Like, you ever hear like those old disco records, like there'd be like a whistle, like one of those? He'd have one of those joints and in this little ass club blowing this loud ass whistle. and he knew that he knew that I thought it was funny. So he would keep on doing it all night long. We would just look at each other and laugh because it was so stupid. And another story that I have about Sear, when I finally became a member of the Arsonists, he eventually became one of our label mates up at Fondlem. And he put out a single on Fondlem, Stack Cheddar. And I remember I started DJing in small like venues in Manhattan. And I used to carry, for whatever reason, I used to carry his record in the crate. And the reason why I say for some reason, because usually the parties that I was DJing for, they wanted to hear radio shit above everything. There was a club, a bar, so they wanted to hear whatever was on the radio. And none of our songs were on the radio like that. But I still carried Arsonists and, you know, you said Natural Elements and Sear and whoever else was in our swimming pool. And I remember he showed up and he was like, yo, play my record, son, play my record. And the reason why I'm laughing is because out of everybody in my life, he was the last person I would expect to ask for his record to play, because he was what up, NZ Ninja, what's the deal? What's the deal? Welcome, Friday Vibes. He was the dude that was playing other people's records, whether when he was on Stretch and Bob or when he got his own show. So it was just surreal to see him be that guy. Like, yo, Q, play my record, please. I played it, of course. He was the homie. I wouldn't hate on him like that, man. And he was a fascinating dude. He dedicated his life to this culture, like real. Like he stood 2 feet in the world of hip hop, and he knew a lot of people from the biggest to the most underground. And so it put him in a very, what up, Jay Freedom? What's the deal? What's going on, baby? Excuse me. So it put him in a very unique place, you know, because he dealt with it all, and he snapped on everybody. It didn't matter who you were. It wasn't just to the underground dudes. He snapped on Fat Joe. He snapped on Big Pun. And when I mean snap, he roasted everybody. Nobody was safe. He's fascinating, man. And now I seen Bob Beto and Stretch doing little dedications. So if you want to see what they're talking about. Oh, Ninja, yo, NZ Ninja, congratulations. That's dope, man. That is dope. Congratulations. God bless. God bless you and your family, man. That's really dope. So if you want to see more dedications on Lord Sear, I've seen DJ Premier, I've seen Fat Joe, I've seen Stretch and Bob, I've seen a lot, Eminem, because on the second half of his journey, Eminem gave him a slot on Shade 45, so he had been a host on Eminem's station for years, man, probably. It's got to be over 10 years, well over 10 years. So that, you know, it just goes to show you how deep-rooted he was in the system. It's amazing, man. Yes, Mir Depp. Yes. He was on that Rock Raider joint too, man. Yes, sir. Rest in peace to Rock Raider, another awesome human being as well. So, you know, I just wanted to say a little extra something about Lord Sear. You know, the first time on Wednesday, I was still a little fuzzy about everything that was happening, because like I had wrote in the caption when I posted it, it's like, it's a surreal, and I know everybody could kind of relate. It's surreal, whether it's a family member or somebody you know for a very long time. It's like really surreal to go from seeing them to that's it, you know, and it's just a weird thing. And it was like, for me, the week prior, he was doing a live feed and I jumped on, gave him the, you know, the salute emoji and all of that. So it's just weird, man. Really weird. Hey, what's up? What's going on, baby? We were just talking a little bit about Lord Sear, who passed away. Rest in peace. I wasn't I was just giving some funny stories and stuff. That's what we're doing. But we're gonna jump to the next subject. So before I get into the next subject, a couple announcements. First of all, if this is your first time here, please, please, please hit the like and subscribe. My man Gorilla Strong's, he set it off. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. If you want to show more support with the super chats, the super stickers, the super gifts, also, you could go to qunique.com, q-unique.com. We have all the merch there, all the videos, all the music. Everything is there for you to just get up to date with, and I appreciate it greatly. So thank you for that, really, seriously. So next Friday, right? Let me see, look at the calendar. Next Friday, a brand new Mother Fuzz single is dropping. For those that don't know, Mother Fuzz is my, you know, what I do in the rock world. For those that have been kind of sort of paying attention, they see me do Stillwell and King's Bounty and you know, Rodimus. Next Friday is Mother Fuzz's turn. Yeah, probably Thursday midnight into next Friday. And then the Friday after that, a brand new qunique and DJ Rhetmatic single, our second single. Our first single had already dropped, Cypher Up. If you haven't heard it, it's streaming everywhere. Plus, go to the homepage on my YouTube channel. Brand new video is up on the homepage there. You could check out and get updated on what's going on. Steve Knuckles, what is up, baby doll? What's going on? You good? Good to see you. Good to see you. My man Steven Knuckles, man. For real, man. Yo, none of my media tabs are working, man. I don't know what's going on. We gotta see what's up with that. But anyway. Thank you, No. Thank you. Also, on the merch tip, the qunique tag shirts that have been selling, they're almost sold out. There's a limited amount left, and from there we'll be moving into the next qunique shirt. So if you haven't gotten one, let me go to the let me see where we at here. We're gonna go here. Here we go, and we'll hit up. So right here on the home page. We got, see, there's the new single, Cypher Up, if you haven't heard it. There's the video. There's tickets for my show in Denver, Colorado, May 23rd. There's the merch tab for the Designer Rhyme, qunique Designer Rhyme shirts, which are all my lyrics on different shirts. You see Diamond in the Rough, you see Green Grass, you see Brooklyn, Bronx, Brooklyn. Those are all the lyrics to those songs in the shape of the icon, that the design that's on the shirt, like Diamond and Rough lyrics, and so on and so forth. But if you go here to shop, this is the qunique tag shirt right here. There's a limited amount left, and then after that, the next qunique shirt will be available. So that is the deal with that, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for that. No, I'm in Cali. I live in LA now. So when was the last show I did out here was Kush Stock about 6 months ago. It was bugged out. I love doing Kush Stock, man. Yes, definitely. I definitely got to get a show out there for another show going. NZ Ninja, I'm gonna answer you in a second. Yo, man, random. All right, let me get to the questions before I even finish with what I was saying. So my man, he asked, yo, man, random question. What is one of your favorite rappers? One of my favorite rappers, my number one favorite rapper, the one rapper that has influenced. And it's by a slight margin, because I have three. I have four that are the Mount Rushmore, right? So it's KRS, Rakim, Kane, and Cool G Rap, right? And KRS inspired me slightly more than everyone else that I mentioned. But it's KRS, Rakim, Kane, right? And then after that, it'd be Nas, Wu, and members of Wu Tang. Um, and if we're talking about like my graduating class, like my class of underground, obviously my Arsonist brothers, Ill Bill, Gore-Tex, Sabak, Vinny Paz, Esoteric, Apathy, Self-Titled, Copyright, Chino XL. I mean, I could go on for days. It's hard for me to narrow down to one, but that's a lot of people that I admire. You know, plus I admire Kendrick, Jay-Z. I mean, the list is broad, and hopefully that answers a little bit. So let me get here. So who's your three favorite superheroes? Okay, so my man NZ Ninja, New Zealand Ninja, asked, who's my favorite three superheroes? Spider-Man, Batman, and the third, Thor. It's weird. It's a weird list. Those are my top three that I check for. But the list can vary depending on, you know, what I'm going to get into. So I'm just starting to revisit the X-Men titles because I hadn't read them in a while. But that's where I'm at. Spider-Man, Batman, and Thor. I don't know if you could. Where are we? Okay, I'm making sure I check your what y'all are saying. I am excited for Doomsday, the whole rollout, everything that they're doing. I do hope that they tone it down with the jokes. I really do. I really hope. It's a lot to ask because Marvel has leaned on every superhero being a fucking wise guy with their mouth. And I thought it really came apart when they tried to do it with Thor, because I don't see Thor as that kind of a character. Not everybody has to have Spider-Man or Deadpool wit in order to have our attention. And I hope that the people at Marvel understand that, you know? So let's see how it turns out, you know? I never read the Cosmic Hulk. I did read Cosmic Ghost Rider, and I enjoyed it, but he was very close to Deadpool type of humor. So, you know, again, it's like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, I hope that the writers could, especially for the movie, a movie of that magnitude where you're actually reintroducing Doom back into the fold, and you want him to have that Thanos, that Heath Ledger Joker type of thing going, you know what I mean? But we'll see. My man Crazy Legs is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. The legend Crazy Legs, I'm digging you, son. What's the deal, son? That's dope, Gorilla. You know what's crazy is that as they're talking about the Doomsday movies, they keep on referencing. So when they did Secret Wars again in the 2000s, the comic run, there's a clip in the comic where Doom kills Thanos and he rips his fucking spine out. So I'm wondering if they're going to take it that far, but that was a benchmark. That was like a crazy thing to unfold, man. Oh, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, my man Crazy Legs, he's in Colombia. Yes, Detroit, that first Deadpool. But I will say, the Wolverine Deadpool movie to me, maybe about 5, 10 minutes in, to all the way towards the end. I was sitting there, right? And all I can think of, this movie is pure chaos. That's what it felt like to me. Like, it just felt like the most unbelievable form of chaos and violence that could ever be put on film. It felt like they exaggerate. You know, when somebody's trying to make a point and they just go beyond making the point? That's what that movie felt like to me. It was just, I enjoyed it, but the chaos and the violence was just like, like after a while, I was just like, I can't even believe this shit got approved. Like, it was fucking chaos, man. That's crazy, Gorilla. I gotta see what that's about, man. I gotta see what that's about. I'm just making sure I catch up on your comments and stuff. Yo, this is fascinating. I never thought y'all would get into the superhero thing, man. You know, I've to be honest with you, I've avoided the subject because y'all know it as much as I do. Whether you go on TikTok or Instagram or even on here on YouTube, there's a lot of people talking comic. There's a lot of comic book content out there. For anything from information to pull lists to everything. Like there's everybody. There's like a lot of people doing comic book content, including some people in hip hop. I know Czarface, my man Esoteric does it. I know my man Morbius does it. There's a few heads that do it. Who else does it? Then there's like Young Guru from Jay-Z's camp, big comic book head. I ended up doing a panel with him at Comic-Con years ago. Him, DMC, Riggs Morales, who works for Eminem, Kwame. Kwame does comic book stuff. He's big into that stuff. Pharoah Monch, big comic book head. A lot of people into comic books. Method Man had his own podcast, straight up. So it's so fascinating that we're actually talking about this. I actually appreciate it, man, because like I said, I don't really talk about it as much as like a lot of the homies that I mentioned, but it's dope that y'all are bringing this up. Maybe one day we could, like this Wednesday I did the whole crate digging thing where I went into my crate and pulled out some gems and stuff. Maybe we could do a comic book one day. That'd probably be fun, man. Oh, Jay Freedom. That is dope. That's a dope question. I think I might have to give the slight edge to DITC. But it's like, you know what I mean? It's not like an overpowering edge. But, it's like when you go review albums, right? Like for me, what's the best DITC album member to come out? And I would have to start with the first Showbiz and AG album, right? Then you have to quickly, would you say OC's first album? Because OC wasn't a member of Digging in the Crates when he did that first album, but now, after that he became one. I think that's the timeline. But OC's first album is, it's godly. But then when you go to boot camp, it's like Sean Price's catalog, Smith and Wesson, the first Black Moon album. It's like there's so many dope. It's hard, man. That's a good one. But I think just to be because I know every time I answer these questions for y'all, I usually just keep it neutral. But I think now I'm gonna start to say slight edge to DITC. I think we're all there, right? So. Nah, I didn't see that. That pull-up record was all females. I didn't see that. I've been watching this other kid, this Puerto Rican dude. He's like real strong, and he does like the pull-up challenges and push-ups and all that. He goes through New York City. He be out in the snow Getting Biz and all of that. That's who I seen. I see what you're doing, AP2Z. Those are all your but wait, I didn't see your number one. Let me see if I Hey, I don't make your list, son. Hey, where am I? Am I at least number 11 or 12? God, throw me something, son. Let me get on that list. 733 in an hour. I think I saw that. Actually, I tripped on that. That shit is crazy because 50 for me is like, holy shit. 100 is like, yo, so 700 is like, that's like, I'm no longer cognizant of what is going on and I'm just going for it. So that's crazy. Yes, rest in peace. My man, Sean Price. So yeah, wait. Oh, she got them Bruce Lee wings. If you ever watch like Way of the Dragon, yes, Way of the Dragon, which got translated here as Return of the Dragon. That's the one where he fights Chuck Norris. He does that one move where he does that and he flexes the wingspan. My man had a condor wings because Bruce Lee was a small dude, right? What was he, 5'5", maybe? 130 pounds, 140 maybe? He's a little dude. So when he was flexing, shit looked crazy, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, his shit was crazy. Yo, hey, man, who was number one on your list? You got to tell me. Hey, who's number one? And where am I on your damn list, son? Chicharrones. Wu-Tang, Method Man, okay. Mad Child, Swollen Members. Jedi Mind Tricks, yep. I got you. I see you going with this. Thank you, Unicorn. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Where else am I today, man? I'm a little, this week definitely got me a little frazzled with Lord's here and everything else that's been going on. So excuse me if I'm a little, oh, word, no, thank you, man. You know what's funny? I haven't listened to that album in a while, man. I don't really listen to my own stuff. In recent weeks, I've been listening to key songs because I just been doing this thing where I'm just going through my catalog to remember rhymes and, just prepping for tour. But that's about it. That's what's up, Gorilla. Gorilla, I like your answer, son. That is the best answer I've ever heard in my life. That was that was dope, man. This is my conspiracy theory. That was fun to do with freestyling, D. That's one of the last times I got to record with them, sadly. But I mean, at least it got done. But it's like on that album, that's the only album that almost had every arsonist but Swell. Swell was on Vengeance Is Mine. And I think he's the only arsonist on Vengeance Is Mine. And then the rest of the arsonists. Hey, yo, Stutters, am I freezing over there? Yo, guys, am I freezing? Am I freezing on your feeds? Because I'm looking at one screen and I'm freezing, but over here I'm not. So I don't know if I'm freezing. Thank you, No. I appreciate that, man. No? Or this one keeps freezing up here. Thank you, Unicorn. Okay. There's a little bit of a lag on one of my screens. Yo, my setup looks like straight up like on some Star Wars, Star Trek shit. Like Iron Man with the... That one of those joints. Thank you. Colleen Brand, what's going on, man? Well, hopefully I said your name right. Welcome to Friday Night Vibes. Thank you, Mir Depp. If you're here for the first time, please hit that like and subscribe. I appreciate you so much for doing that. What else has been going on? So, aside from the Rhetmatic qunique album, that's still, you know, what's crazy is that working with Rhett we have a fascinating system going. So most of the songs are done, but as we're releasing, we're still like fine tuning certain songs, still getting features in, still getting songs mixed and mastered. So it's been like this weird conveyor belt of put one out, send one in, get the other one, get the cover art for it, put it up, get the next one in. It's been really like on some octopus arms type of thing. It's really fascinating, man. Thank you, Gorilla. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thank you, Stephen Knuckles. I appreciate you. I really do, seriously. And so that's been going on for a nice little flow. And I can't wait. You know where I'm at with the whole album is that I can't wait for it to be all one album and for you guys to just vibe out to it as one piece of work. Like, I dig the singles, and I think, thank you, Stephen Knuckles. I appreciate you. Thank you very much, man. I dig that we're gonna put out one song at a time, and obviously that seems to be the way that music gets released these days, is you wanna kind of like go one song at a time because the attention spans and how people are receiving music and how playlisting has changed a lot of the format. But I still, at the end of the day, I really want you guys to hear this as a complete work, all sequenced, and so you could vibe out to it, because there's a lot of differences with this. Like, the next joint that's gonna drop next week is much different from Cypher Up. And it's going to be the first feature of the album of mine and Rhetmatic's album. So stay tuned for that, man. No doubt, Bill Shapiro. Thank you. Yeah, man. Yes, since Uptown hit. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. Thank you for that. Gorilla Strong in the place to be. Thank you, baby. How would I describe? That's a good question. Thank you, Flower, thank you so very much. Thank you, Flower, thank you. Okay, let me answer Gorilla first. How would you describe the theme of QR code? So, the QR code, at first, it was just obviously first using common sense. qunique, Q, Rhetmatic, R, QR. And obviously QR codes everywhere. It's part of our life. And so at first it was wit. And then when I thought about it, the word code is in it, right? And you got to understand that myself and Rhetmatic have been in the hip hop community for decades. And we're members of Rocksteady, Zulu, the Arsonists, the Beat Junkies, Fat Beats, Visionaries. The stripes on our sleeve have a variety of stripes, but one theme that replays itself, is the fact that they're all deep-rooted hip-hop crews that we're talking about. And what I looked at there, especially with like Zulu lessons and what I've learned from Rocksteady in particular, is that we're taught a code. We live by a code, especially if you study your lessons, right? Excuse me. The infinite lessons from Zulu would teach us how to eat, how to educate ourselves, how to deal with authority, how to carry ourselves, what to be weary of, what to protect ourselves from. So it's basically a guide to how to live. And it's like a code. And then you throw in the lessons from Rocksteady and, you know, everything about hip hop history and the elements and how to behave and how to act accordingly and how to be disciplined. And so myself and Rhetmatic have been living by a code for decades. And so it quickly changed it from something witty and clever, the QR code, to the QR code that we live by in hip hop, giving it our best effort, giving you real hip hop from our perspective. I never say this is real hip hop in order to generalize and just blanket the entire culture. I always say real hip hop from my perspective, my way of doing real hip hop. I don't think my way is all on everyone's way, because like you name some names, right? Atmosphere. How Atmosphere does hip hop is not how I do hip hop, but I love Atmosphere. I love Slug. That's the homie. I love Ant. They do hip hop differently, you know? Visionaries do hip hop differently from the way I do it. But I got love for every member of the Visionaries. And so it's combined code of Rhetmatic and qunique as far as this culture, this music, and doing it right. And speaking our truths and being clever and witty with the rhymes and the beat production and the cuts and the scratches and all of that. And doing it by a code, the code that most of y'all will respect as far as our interpretation of real hip hop. So that is how I answer that question. Later, Machiavelli. Good to see you, brother. Have a beautiful weekend, baby. That's dope, no. That's really dope. Thank you, Gorilla. I appreciate that. Bill Shapiro, Elemento is the homie, man. I will be going to see Player, Jeff. Definitely. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Jeff. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the California area or if you're on Instagram, please follow Player. My nephew, Fieldy's son, Israel. My other nephew, Sonny Sandoval's son, Justice. They are in that band. It's their band. It's an awesome band, and they'll be doing some live shows. Follow them on Instagram for more information. Shout out to the entire Player crew. What up, Beneficial? What's going on, baby? Good to see you. Good to see you. Jay Freedom, that's a dope question. I'm in the middle, son. I'm a half breed. I'm half Puerto Rican, half Italian. I can't choose between. There's no way I can choose between that, man. Oh man, it sucks for me. I gotta get a half from each team though. JMV, what up? What up, baby? You good? What's going on, baby? Beneficial in the place. So Gorilla, that's what's up. No. That's a good show. Gorilla, you know, at first when I started working with Rhett, I just took any beat he gave me. I didn't want to show any sort of prejudice to anything. And it was totally because the way Rhett approached this project was so like unassuming and humble. He didn't even give me beats. At first, he just gave me drums, and he gave me the drums basically so that I can make my own beats because, you know, people know that I make beats. And then we were having a conversation at the Beat Junkies Academy, and basically I was like, yo, just give me beats. And that's when everything just unfolded. And I just looked at it as whatever he's going to give me, I'm going to just tackle. I think I only passed on one beat. But I didn't even like really choose like that. I just took what he gave me and made songs to it. And so, and it's going to be very different. So the way Cypher Up sounds, there's nothing else like it on the album. And then the next single, next Friday, there's nothing else like that either. And so I like that Rhett came with such a variety of tracks that it makes me kind of think native tongues. I told that to Rhett. Every time I listen to the songs now, I instantly think more like where Tribe Called Quest was heading mentally when they did Low End Theory and Midnight Marauders. Now, I'm not saying that we sound like that, but the vibe gives me that. You know what I mean? So I don't know if you can understand that. So Exactly, no. Bill Shapiro, you funny, man. My man JMV Reese, what's the deal? Oh my God, that's funny. He will be back on the show. He definitely will. I'm gonna have him back because there's a lot to like revisit, especially when you guys see some of the features. Y'all are gonna trip, man. There's a couple of features in particular that me and Rhett was like, the rap gods are smiling on us right now, man. So it's like one of those things where there's a lot to talk about on the journey of making this album. So you're right. He has to definitely come back. Oh my God. Stephen Knuckles, yes, for real, for sure. Cut it up on the decks again. We might even have to do a little live, you know, performance of the album. Maybe, who knows? There's a lot that me and Rhett have planned. And so you're going to have to stay tuned and see where we're going to go with all of this. But, a lot has been talked about as far as how we're going to roll it out, vinyl, tapes, CDs, shirts, performances, all of that. So stay tuned. We're only on the first song, man, and that's what makes it trippy. The energy that you guys are giving me. That's why I'm on the vibe where it's like I just want to give y'all the whole album at this point. You know what I mean? And there might be one of those moments where you might be able to buy the vinyl before it even hits all of the streaming services. We might even set it up like that. So stay tuned for all of that. I'm excited for all of that stuff, man. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see what's up. Thank you. So stay tuned for that. There's a lot. There's a lot. Thank you, JMV Reese. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Flower of Sloth. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I want to do, Gorilla. But I think the idea is to drop the whole thing on vinyl and cassette and CD. And then stream afterwards. To me, I just wanted to do something different, and I think Rhett is on the same page with me. Just to do something different, man. Have a little fun. I think... Don't dare me, son. Stephen Knuckles, that's a good one. I had did that. So there is a qunique remixed, I guess you could call it an album that I had put out well over 10, 15 years ago. And it was just a bunch of random producers that were doing their thing online back then. I might have to dig for that and see what's going on with that. I'm pretty sure it could use a little touch up. I think I actually put it back on a hard drive because I was going to revisit it and kind of touch it up and see if I can enhance the sound a little bit. So let's see how that works out. But moving forward, that might be a thing. And also, my man Presta One, DJ Presta One, who used to DJ for me when I put out Vengeance is Mine and did the cuts on my Royal Blood album. He got at me today because he was listening to the new Nas release, where Nas has this interesting release where he talks about everybody he collaborated with, and then he drops the song that he collaborated with them on. And his idea was for me to release something like that. It's very technical. I don't know how I would do it because none of those songs are mine, some of those collaborations, but we'll see how it all rolls out. You know what I mean? JMV, we've thought about, who did we think? We thought about Stu, we thought about C. Lance, we thought about the Snow Goons, we thought about self-producing it because Bill makes beats, I make beats. There was so many different angles, and then, life be life. And as you can see, I don't collaborate a whole much, like from After the Mechanic. So I did Black Coffee. There was no collaborations on that album at all. The only collaborations was Brown Bag All Stars, but they just produced the album. Nobody rapped on it. And then I did the Mechanic, and there was, Nems was on there, Bill, I don't remember everybody that was on there for some reason, but I know Nems was on there, Bill is on there a couple of times. And then I did Pound for Pound, and again, there's no features on that, and the only features on that are musically. Fieldy from Korn plays bass on every song. Wub from POD plays drums on the first track, but there's no other video. And then I did Royal Blood, and I don't think there's any rap features on that either. I don't remember anybody. No, there's no features on that. So as you can see, I don't do it a lot. But then when me and Rhett talked about this album, we talked about bringing some features on. So we got some features for you on that. Thank you, Khalil Gibran. Khalil, I'm messing your name up, so I'm just going to call you Ka for now, okay? Or sound it out, man. I don't have my glasses on, so I'm winging it, and I can see some of the letters. But that's the deal with that. Thank you, Stephen Knuckles. But yeah, with Bill, he and I have talked about it, an EP, we've talked about an album, we've talked about that stuff countless times. We'll see. It could still happen, because me and Bill, as from Vengeance Is Mine, when we did this thing of ours, that was the one that he and I really went kind of started writing together, right? Because Canarsie Artie's Revenge is more like everybody just did their verse. But this thing of ours, on the last verse, he did a chunk and I did a chunk. And then it started to ramp up where we started if you listen to the song, listen to the words, or the one on the Mechanic, now we're trading bars. And the chemistry, we always had that chemistry, but the chemistry was starting to get strong. And so I could see more of that. And then I did it on his album, on Spumoni Gardens and other songs. Berkowitz versus the other joint that he has. So you could see we're into the trading bars joint. We have that chemistry. I think it's sick. It all depends on where Bill is at, because, he's touring right now, and he just finished doing a nonfiction tour, La Coca Nostra. So we'll see, man. We will see. Put your contacts on. No doubt, son. Thank you, JMV. I appreciate that. Thank you, Stephen Knuckles. I'm feeling y'all. Thank y'all for the energy, man. I really appreciate the energy, man. You know what I mean? Oh, hey, yo, Stutters. Yo, Stutters, is it? Yo, come here. Come to the office real quick, Stutters. I gotta ask you a question. I'm gonna mute myself real quick and ask Stutters this question. Okay, I got the. Yes, Stephen Knuckles, definitely, man. Yes, NZ Ninja, yes. I knew their mom. I've had dinners there, and we were all in Brooklyn, practically neighbors. And so, yes, definitely, rest in peace to Ill Bill and Necro's mom. Definitely, she was a sweetheart, man. You know what I'm gonna do right now, because I'm digging the vibe? I'm gonna reach back here. You know what we're about to do, son. The show isn't over, but I feel froggy today. You know what I'm about to do. So, let's see what we got today in the pick. Now, remember, I'm saving up all my doubles and triples and quadruples so that when you do order something from qunique.com, but it's specific, it's got to be the QUnique tag shirt, the coin, the CDs, which is Vengeance Is Mine, or the Mechanic, or the posters, or the Arsonist pin. You get yourself a couple of little Yo MTV rap cards, man. 2 Vanilla Ice cards for sure. So the first one out the gate, they seem to, I got a lot of these, but gotta love EPMD, son. Eric and Paris making dollars. one of the greatest duos of all time. Put that there. Here's another insanely great duo. I'm talking about Third Base, son. Third Base, Search, Pete Nice, incredible duo. Search put out. So you know what's crazy? I'm gonna do this. I've never done this before. EPMD. I danced in the Rapper's Delight remix video, which I'd done an episode about that. And it was for Eric Sermon. And then my man Sean Strange did a song that featured Paris Schmidt, and I'm on that song. So I've connected with both of these dudes right here. EPMD, the great EPMD, strictly business, baby. Third Base, like I said. What's dope about this is MC Search was responsible for releasing the second Arsonist single, Seed and Venom, on his label with DJ Clips, Searchlight Records. Pretty dope. You got to chill, baby. Flowers of Sloth. So these are Yo MTV rap cards. I found a box of them on eBay. They're from the 90s, like mid to late 90s. And so what I do, I bought a box of them so that I could do reveals on almost every show. I got like a few packs, so we just have fun. But you could get these on eBay or wherever have you, maybe Amazon, I'm not sure. But you could get a pack or a box. So the next one is the great Public Enemy. Gotta love Public Enemy. And how I'm connected to Public Enemy is that the Arsonist toured with Public Enemy. And it was one of the greatest experiences that I've ever had on tour. Public Enemy. Boom. Next up, Digital Underground. The Humpty Dance is your chance to do the hump. And do what you like. That's such a dope song. No doubt, Flower, I got you. Now, this is one of the few groups that I never met any member. The only person that I met that was related, they're not really met, but me and Destroy, I told this story. We went to this Lords of the Underground album release party, and we went to the bar, we're standing there, and we both look to our right, and Tupac is standing right next to us. So me and Destroy look at each other like, holy shit, this is crazy. We didn't say anything to him, we just left him alone. But that's close as I came to Digital Underground. Next, for my man Gorilla Strong. Yes, rest in peace, Shock G, for sure. Yes. Yo, this is from my man Gorilla Strong. We got Vanilla Ice, son, doing his little push-up dance right there. I'm saving these for you, Gorilla. I met Vanilla Ice while I was on tour with Korn. He was backstage, and he was actually cool. So I don't really have any hate for Vanilla Ice. The rest of the world, well, a lot of people did that for him already, so I'll leave that alone. Met Eric Sermon at Newberry Comics, literally on Newberry Street. Must have been like 2. Yeah, he is a cool dude, man, Steven. That's good that you got to meet him, man. That's really cool. Okay, next up. Run DMC, the legends, Run DMC. What an impact these guys have made on the planet. Now, the only person that I've ever met in Run DMC is DMC. And it was, like I mentioned, he, myself, DMC, Young Guru, Kwame, Riggs Morales, we did a panel at Comic-Con, and DMC had released his first comic book, and he had asked me, along with a bunch of other voice actors, to later on that day at a small theater, we did the voiceovers for his comic book, and I did like 3 or 4 characters. It was a very surreal moment in my career. Run DMC. Next, Heavy D and the Boys, baby. Rest in peace, Heavy D. Rest in peace, Jam Master Jay, of course. Rest in peace, Trouble T. Roy. Thank you, Flower. I appreciate that. Oh, that's what's up, Stephen Knuckles. That's what's up. Peter Piper Pig Peppers. That's right, Serge. So Heavy D and the boys. Now, Crazy Legs is not going to remember this story. It's a small, it's not even like but it's like, like a hee story. Martin Vasquez, what's the deal? What is the deal? What is the deal? Jordan, what's good, baby? Welcome. Good to see y'all here. So me and Crazy Legs went to a club, and it was very surreal because we saw Heavy D, somebody you didn't really see in clubs a lot. And Rocksteady was on some new shit where they were like going to like some old stores and getting back stock of old Pumas and Adidas and stuff like that. And Crazy Legs that night happened to be wearing a pair of Pumas, suede Pumas, like the old throwback joints. And Heavy D was just like staring at his Pumas and tripping. And I caught him staring at Crazy Legs' Pumas, but Legs wasn't peeping him staring. So the whole thing was just surreal and bugged out. Rest in peace, Heavy D, man. Here's another Run DMC card right here. Really cool. This is when Run DMC was starting to like change and evolve and not wear the hats as much. That's the Run DMC joint. Oh, this is from my man Gorilla. Here's another Vanilla Ice card. They were really pumping these out for Yo MTV Rap cards, baby. I'm saving these for you, Gorilla. You're going to have a 52 deck of Vanilla Ice cards, baby. And lastly, and you got to end it on this note with the greatest, the God, Eric B. and Rakim, ladies and gentlemen. And for me, I've met Rakim on several occasions and danced in the Buffalo Gals remix video, which was featuring Rakim. So any chance you get to be in the room with the God is just surreal to the highest level, man. I say, man, just amazingly crazy. That's the pick for today, man. That was funny, man. Oh man, I'm saving these Vanilla Ice cards for you, baby. I got you, Gorilla. You're gonna be able to wallpaper your wall with these things, man. Don't sweat the technique. Bonk, 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 bonk. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So you know what I'm gonna do now. Don't leave. Now, first, like I said, there's a good chance that what I'm about to do is gonna get edited out once this goes for the replay, which is fine. It's cool. But I'm glad you're all here. I've saved this. We're going to do a little special performance. We're going to hit the mic booth. We're going to do more than one song tonight, all right? So I want y'all to hang out. I want y'all to really enjoy this. We're going to have a lot of fun. Let's have some fun. Let's hit the booth. Yo, Steven, did you order something? Let me know if you ordered something, man. I don't know who's who, and I gotta ask the people that put the orders together. So you gotta give me a heads up on all of these things, man. But anyway, yo, Stutters, we about to do it. So I'm about to go in the booth, ladies and gentlemen. Join me. We're gonna have some Friday night fun. We're gonna do more than one song tonight. So let's get biz. Yo, Stutters, I need you to man the deck. Here we go, baby. Let's get it. One, two. Yes, y'all, you don't stop. We're gonna have some fun tonight. This is for y'all. This is for everybody that shows support and love. Just wanted to do this for y'all real quick. qunique, Friday vibes with Q. Thank you for everybody showing your love and support. Let's have. We're gonna keep it going, baby. Friday vibes with Q. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, we're gonna keep it going, baby. Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Friday. Yo, stutters, go to the next. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Just a little taste, just a little something. We're gonna keep on doing these every once in a while. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you. If it's your first time here, hit the like and subscribe. Thank you for the support. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for all the positive vibes. Much love to y'all. Have a beautiful weekend, and I will see you next Wednesday live from the lab with Q. Peace.